Hello, welcome. Hope you're all doing well today. So, we got a few serious stories in the press at the moment, so let's get straight on with it, okay? So, let's start here. So, Boots, a chemist, a chemist in UK, recently announced the launch of a private CV testing service costing £120 for people who need the all clear before getting on a flight or peace of mind before seeing friends and family. Oh, how convenient. 120 quid to prove that you have something that has no symptoms, has a ridiculously high recovery rate. But yeah, they're charging people 120 quid for the benefit of doing that. So what we can see there is basically if you're rich enough, you would just do that, and then you're able to travel at will. Go to a remote island like Kim Kardashian said. Yeah. So there you go. And then we've got this article here. Some have prospered during CV. It's time they paid their fair share. Right, well, that's obvious. And if you had to guess who the companies were, you would say people like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, yeah? All of which have seen their profits soar and valuations reach new heights. The pandemic/plandemic has accelerated the disruption caused by what some term the fourth industrial revolution. Okay? So even in the media, they're admitting that these companies are making too much money from this pandemic, and that they need to get taxed on it. But it could be just lip service, making out like they're trying to do something for the people, but it could just be a load of rubbish. Wouldn't surprise me. Right. CV, the married couple behind the successful, now I don't know how to say this, I'm going to say it might be Pfizer, CVVACCINE, okay? So this couple set up £1 billion company in 2008, and now supposedly their VACCINE is the best one. It's 90% effective, right? But if you actually look at these people, would you trust anything they told you to put in your body? I wouldn't. They look like right weirdos. I'm not being funny, but they do. They look like right weirdos. So I'll be all right, thanks. You can have that if that's what you want, but I think I'll pass, and my family will pass, and everyone who I have some kind of influence or advice for would do the same. So, in Italia, people with suspected CV-19 receive oxygen in their cars. Why? Because the hospitals have been overwhelmed. So now they're saying that they have to treat people inside their cars. Okay, yeah, that's right. We are in 2020. We're not in the days of the Black Plague where people... Yeah, we're in 2020 with high-speed broadband and all kinds of technology. But yeah, we can't deal with this supposedly. Now, I'm not going to go into this much, but basically it's funny to me how the Manchester Arena inquiry, which is supposedly an Islamic terrorist sort of attack, it's funny how they're talking about it now at the same time that they're talking about immigration, at the same time that these things happen in France. It's just, what are the chances? The timing is just so perfect. If you were anti-Islam and you wanted to spread that agenda and have division within a country or the United Kingdom, it'd be perfect timing, like I said, yeah. So an undercover officer right? An undercover police officer had relationship with pro-Palestine activist in 2007. He returned 7 years later claiming he wanted to rekindle the relationship. The officer, who used the fake name Rob Harrison, disappeared after one night. Details were shared of 21 women tricked into relationships from 1985 to 2015. So yet again, more proof that these spy cops got away with destroying lives. And if you think about this, it puts it into perspective, all these stupid little crisis actors, yeah? If they can have people infiltrate protests and infiltrate people's relationships and have children with them, then they can do anything. So, Pavlov, Grey Bleeder, Tatman, Tommy Robinson, Piers Corbyn, as far as I'm concerned, you're all actors of different degrees. And you're there to stage events and to push a certain agenda, or to make people with a certain agenda look bad. We'll come to that a bit later on, Pavlova. So, mass CV testing scheme adopted in Liverpool will be rolled out across 67 authorities. Hancock reveals, right? So they call it Operation Moonshot. A mass testing mission to screen millions of asymptomatic people every week in order to get life back to normal. Shut up, you arsehole. And just look at him there with his stupid face covering saying, "Protect the NHS." He looks like the world's shittest superhero ever. Yeah, that's what you look like, mate. The world's shittest superhero. Forget Spider-Man and all this. You look like the shittest superhero, mate. The reject one. The one who, like, no one pays attention to, you arsehole. Oxford University, Sir John Bell, a member of Number 10's VACCINE task force. Yeah, we're the task force. Said up to 3 jabs this year. No thanks, I don't think I'll even have one. But thanks anyway for your generosity. And then we got a bit of technology. One sec. So yeah, I thought Tesla was going to be the first one to do it, but it seems to be Virgin. So Virgin Hyperloop, yeah? So it's an alternative form of transport, and it involves pods which travel through vacuum tubes. So the system is designed to allow journeys of up to 607 miles per hour with the technology using electric propulsion, right? And it's also proposed to be entirely autonomous, okay? And then you get to see it inside. So a trip between New York and Washington would take just 30 minutes using a Hyperloop system, twice as fast as a commercial plane flight. The company has previously run tests without passengers. Okay. Now, basically, when are they hoping to have this done? 2030. What does that fit in with? Agenda 2030. Yeah. And what will happen is probably you won't be able to go on this transport unless you've had your immunity passport, unless you've had your VACCINE, unless you've got a green QR code instead of a red one. Yeah, so they'll exclude you. They'll say, look at all this fancy transport we've got, all this fancy technology, but you can't have it because you haven't had your VACCINE, you scumbag. That's what they'll say to us. I guarantee you, yeah? They'll exclude us. And there you go, yeah. Richard Branson's new technology considered to be the future of high-speed ground transport. Yeah. So just a little insight as to what the future holds. Right, what else have we got here? I think we've dealt with the news now. Basically, all the news is about is pushing the VACCINE. That's what it is all about at the moment. So there's not really much more I can go into that. All I can say is please don't take it, okay? Because your immune system is a miracle, And I would trust your immune system to deal with what it needs to deal with without having that poison put into it. Okay. Right, so let's get back to our mate Pavlov. Okay, so I want you to look at this picture here, right? So here you've got Grey Bleeder, and who's he standing right next to? That's right, Piers Corbyn. Okay. So who else do I know who stands next to Piers Corbyn? Yep, that's right, Tapman. So we've got Grey Bleeder and we've got Tapman. Now, who else could I find who's got a prominent place right next to Piers Corbyn? Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. It's our favourite, Raspberry Pavlova. So look, here he is. Here he is. Looks like he's been Mr. Piers Corbyn's little lackey there. Yeah, bit weird. Look at his face here. He looks like he's just relieved himself or something. Look at him, man. And it's how symbolic is that? It's like, my name is Pavlov and I want to rule the world. I'm from Ukraine. You're a bit of a weirdo and you're a bit too close to Piers Corbyn for my liking. Like I said, he's got right-hand man such as Grey Bleeder, you and Tapman. All right. Oh, how could I forget Cricket Man as well? Cricket Man who used to hold Piers Corbyn's megaphone for him so that he could use it. It's a bit weird though, isn't it? Bit weird, the relationship that you got with Piers Corbyn, isn't it? Because you're not a truther at all. You're actually just an anti-Islam agitator. Okay? That's what you are, Pavlova. So, I think what concerns me is that he's always out on these protests. But look how pale he is. It's like, are you out? Is the sun there? Why are you so pale? You look like a ghost. You look very unhealthy, mate. You look anemic. So yeah, maybe do something about that. And then let's look at his channel. I got into a fight in the BLM protest. And if you look behind him, he's got The Devil's Game, which is supposedly a book he wrote. I bet that sold like hotcakes, didn't it? But do you know what's funny? Is that this guy is very well known on Speaker's Corner. Yeah, there's probably... I saw this guy was so conceited that he made a playlist on his YouTube channel of all the videos on Speaker's Corner, and it was like over 100, I'm sure of it. So yeah, what's funny is that Pavlov, for all his fame and for all his having his face everywhere, and I literally mean everywhere, he's only got 600 subs, poor lad. I've got double that, and I've never been to Speaker's Corner, so that must be eating him up inside. Isn't it, Pavlova? But Pavlova did some good work. He got some great shots of Grey Bleeder's bald spot, as you can see right there. And he also got another guy with a bald spot, just, you know, to make it even better. Yeah, he's got a nice shot of Grey Bleeder there. And the person right behind him is also someone that I've seen that I'm not too sure about. Yeah, they might be an actor or a police, yeah? Oh yeah, and Grey Bleeder, if you look here, he's got his sort of earpiece or whatever in his hand at this occasion, so maybe he didn't need it at that point. Here's a lovely picture of Aidan Wong, aka Cardinal, who no one really seems to have spoken to apart from last weekend. And a lot of what he said is right, but why would you also have pictures of you on a checkered board looking very satanic? It just doesn't match up. Yeah, you can't expose New World Order and then look like a satanic idiot. It just makes a mockery. Yeah, that's what I would say. Again, look, here's a lovely picture of Grey Bleeder with his ill-fitting cardigan. He's literally got the sleeve of the cardigan all the way over his hand. Actor, moi. Oh look, and here's a lovely picture of Grey Bleeder giving Pavlova a lovely cuddle. And look who you got next to them. That's right, Father Christmas. Doesn't that just make you feel nice and warm seeing two crisis actors having a lovely hug? Yeah? Because crisis actors need love as well. Come on now. Let's be fair. And supposedly Pavlova says that this guy's name is Mario. Well, you don't look Latin to me, mate. I know a little bit about Latin people, yeah, and you don't look Latin to me, and you don't speak like you are as well. So that's probably a load of bollocks as well, yeah. Do you remember the woman, the infamous woman? Now, she was let me get this bigger. She was standing on this chair, right? And she was like waving whatever the hell she's got in her hand. It looks like a riding crop. But what it looked like to me is that she was making sure that everyone knew she was there. Look, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And then what they pretend to do is take the chair away from her. But if you actually look at it in order, yeah, she just literally managed to ride it and just gets on her feet again. And that is not an old woman, as you can see. She's probably in her 40s, if that. So yeah, I know it's old footage, but I just wanted to put that to bed. I just think that's so fake, yeah. So fake. Hatun and Jupiter. Two very controversial females. Oh yeah. Pavlova, right behind subject access, so close you can probably smell his aftershave. And then you got Cardinal right there, and then you've got Grey Bleeder, looking as glamorous as ever. But what I noticed about Pavlova is that he started off right behind subject access, and he managed to get himself right close to Piers Corbyn, because that's obviously what his intention is. Yeah, to get really close to Piers Corbyn. That's what the aim is. Oh, look how you see 3 hugs there as well, right? So yeah, the usual suspects. And Pavlova is just interested in being the centre of attention. He's probably been told that he needs to get in as many photos, much footage as possible, so that when it comes to do his fake acting, like when he pretends he gets beaten up, people think, oh yeah, he's been in the movement for a while. I've seen him around. Yeah. At this point, you can't see where Pavlova's gone. Basically, he's trying to make his way, like I said, right next to Piers Corbyn. Okay? Because that's what he is. He's a little attention whore. Yeah? Has anyone seen this guy recently? The one with the blue hood is a while ago, like a month ago, and the one with the Union Jack is probably about 2 weeks ago. But since then, I've not seen him. So if anyone has seen this guy, do let me know, please. I want to keep an eye out for him. Oh, and here is Grey Bleeder about to give Piers Corbyn a nice hug again. Because the thing is about Grey Bleeder, he's very affectionate and he likes to give his handlers or his colleagues a nice big hug. So here he is trying to give Piers Corbyn a cuddle. A nice cuddle, yeah? Oh, and look at the bodyguard, the so-called bodyguards, yeah? They've all got these like sort of green, luminous green parts to them. And most of them are bald. So if you're bald and you wear sunglasses, you can be security for Piers Corbyn. That's basically what it seems like to me. Oh, look, it's Pavlov right in the centre of the shot. So even if it's nothing to do with him, he'll just be there in the centre of the sodding shot. Oh, bless him, look. He got beaten up, apparently. Here he is getting interviewed by Subject Access. And I told Subject Access that this guy is an actor, but what can I do? You can show the horse water, but you can't make him drink the water, yeah? But what are the chances What are the chances that all of Piers's bum boys, I mean, all of Piers's mates, Grey Bleeder, Tatman, and Pavlova, what are the chances that all of them in the last few weeks have been attacked? What are the chances? They're all Piers Corbyn's right-hand man, and they all got attacked. What are the chances? So you got Grey Bleeder, obviously, that's where his name comes from. And you got Tatman, who supposedly also got beaten up as well. And we got a picture on Twitter of him with so-called blood coming down his head. And then you got Pavlova as well, who also got attacked. So basically, if you don't want to get attacked and you want to live a nice, peaceful life, don't be one of Piers Corbyn's main men. Because, you know, supposedly they all get beaten up. I mean, you know, it's not because they're all sodding crisis actors, is it? Pavlova, it's been so easy to expose you. So easy. And the fact that you're really struggling to try and counter what I say just shows everyone what you are, mate. Look, there he is again. Look. Just there in the centre. Always there. Always there like a scumbag. And there's your mate who you so-called say his name is Mario. The Stand-Up X guy, right? Stand-Up X, who on their website is on their website pictured like this, yeah? With his stupid bandage, with his fake blood over the freedom over fear sign, contradicting exactly what you say. There is no freedom because his blood's all over the freedom. Do you see what I'm saying? And there he is again, poor lad. He's so anemic. You need to get some iron tablets, mate. And there's your mate again, Mario. I mean, Grey Bleeder. Look how he makes sure he's right in the centre of the screen and he's literally blowing smoke across Piers Corbyn. I don't know what kind of impression he's trying to create, but he's trying to do something there, isn't he? Yeah. And again, look. Yeah. Simple as that. So that's a Stand-Up X event. And who do you see more than anyone? That's right, Grey Bleeder. Forget Piers Corbyn, he's nothing. You got Grey Bleeder right there, centre of attention. And he's been doing this for a year. And these pictures of Piers Corbyn here, these are a year old as well. So a year ago, you were trying to be his bum boy. I mean, I keep saying that. I don't know why I get that into my head. Yeah. You're trying to be Piers Corbyn's right-hand man. You're basically trying to infiltrate the truth movement, make out that you're a truther. You're nothing, mate. You're not a truther. You're just an anti-Islam agitator, a provocateur. That's all you are. Yeah? Look at you, idiot. What an idiot. So... where were we? Yeah, so, and look, this picture, look where it appears. Look where it appears. Yeah. And you notice how they have to put, look, Piers Corbyn second left. Why do they have to tell you that? Because you wouldn't have a clue, because it's like this guy, Grey Bleeder, is actually the centre of attention, yeah? So they have to let you know that it's actually the second person on the left that is Piers Corbyn. Yeah? Crap. What a load of crap. Oh, well, look, here he is again at another event, Pavlova. Look, by the guy in the green. He's just everywhere, this guy. I'm absolutely sick and tired of seeing you in Grey Bleeder. It's like, I expect to see you in Asda or, you know, on a park bench asking for money or something. It's just, you're pissing me off now everywhere. It's just like, you're so boring. And it's blatantly obvious what you're doing. Like, you got Sky News here and Grey Bleeder, and look what it says, no more lockdown. So basically, people who don't want lockdown look like Grey Bleeder. That's exactly what they're trying to say. Okay? That's what they're trying to say. And lo and behold, you supposedly know his name and you gave him a hug. So you're connected, just like you're connected to Piers Corbyn. And what I'd like to know, Pavlova, is why did you have a friend who obviously has some kind of earpiece in his ear? What's that about? What's that about, Pavlova? Would you like to answer that? Let us know why someone that you're hanging around with has a sodding earpiece in. That's what I'd like to know. You know, here's what I'm going to say to you, Pavlova. You still got time to get on the right side, yeah? I'm sure they're not paying you enough money to do the shit that you're doing, and to have such negative karma, yeah? I'm sure they're not paying you enough. So you do have time to get on the right side. So you could actually let us know why he's wearing that earpiece. You could let us know who this guy here is with the stupid Bane mask on. You could let us know who this guy here with the shades is, yeah? I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know. So like I said, if you do actually want to get on the right side, you've got time to do it, Pavlova. Oh, look, here's some more, right? So this is another fake staged event, right? You can look at these two. I mean, does the guy with the white hat look like he's actually that scared, or does he look like he knows what's going on because it's a staged event? And look at Pavlova, look at his stupid smirk. Does he look like something's going down, or does he look like, oh, I don't care, it's just part of a staged event, I have to do my lines in a minute. Yeah? Knobhead. And who's this guy, Pavlova? This guy seems to sort of be there all the time around you. Is he like your boyfriend? Sorry, I keep saying boyfriend and bum boys. Is he like your colleague as well? Does he look after you? Does he make sure you don't get into any scrapes? Yeah? Look at you. Look, right? And this is Pavlov trying to be hard, yeah? This is supposedly him, like, in the middle of an altercation. But he's got this guy here to make sure that Pavlov doesn't break his nose or one of his stupid hairs is out of place, yeah? So why do you need this guy to do your battles? I thought you were a grown man. Why do you need this guy to look after you? Is he your handler? Is he your bodyguard? Or is he a guy who's in charge of security down at the park? If you are a truther, you would answer these questions. Oh, look, he's right behind you again. It's like you're surrounded by older men. It's like a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, what little jobs do you have to do for Piers Corbyn and this guy? What little jobs do you do to get your little 15 minutes of fame, you weirdo? And for all who didn't know, and most of you won't know, Pavlov actually wrote a book, and this is the artwork for it, as you can see there. And the book was called The Devil's Game, and I bet it sold like hotcakes, didn't it? Yeah? So, yeah, a few questions for you, Pavlov. Oh, and look who you sit next to. That's right, Braden. So you're sat next to one of the people, the most controversial people to ever be at Speaker's Corner, who literally, if he said the stuff he did in real life, would probably get laid straight onto the floor, knocked out, okay? But because he's at Speaker's Corner, he's protected by people like your mate with the sunglasses, so he knows he can say what he wants. Oh, and look who you sat here next to, Ralph, that's right. The guy who is supposedly from India, but then tells minorities from England that he wants to deport them. Yeah, so you're sat next to Braden, and you were sat next to Ralph. And you were sat next to Banksy. So basically, you are aligned with a load of scumbags. Okay? So that either makes you a scumbag as well, or you've got very poor taste and you don't know a good person from a bad person. So yeah. Guilty by association, yeah? I think that's it now. Just going to check. But yeah, so you got a lot of questions to answer, Pavlova. Why is your mate wearing an earpiece? What relationship do you have with Piers Corbyn? Why are you trying to infiltrate the movement when you're nothing to do with the truth movement? You're just an anti-Islam provocateur offering nothing, and we're just sick and tired of seeing you everywhere. You and your handler, yeah? So what I want to know from you is, who is this guy with the shades? What's your relationship with him? What is your relationship with Piers Corbyn? What is your relationship with Braden? Why are you hanging around with people who stage events unless you're part of that staged event as well? Yeah. And some people might say, why are you making such a fuss over these people? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they're actually actively taking a role in the truth movement when they're fake. Okay? When they're fake and they should not be in this movement. Okay? So what they're doing is they're infiltrating the truth movement and they're being gatekeepers and they're making sure that they handle it how they want to handle it. So we don't actually get any power. We don't reach critical mass. That's what they're doing. And also what they do is they fake arrests to then try and get Speaker's Corner shut down. So that's people like Braden who did that, and also Tommy Robinson. Yeah. So that's why it's actually sodding important, because these people are faking events to try and get Speaker's Corner shut down and to try and cause division and a civil war. Simple as that. So you don't get much more important than that, do you? And like I said, this knobhead Pavlova and all the rest of you crisis actors, I hope that you wake up and you repent for what you've done, because you're not helping humanity, you're helping Satan. All right, you're helping the elite, and you ain't no truther. And we know people who go to Speaker's Corner, so hopefully if you're there this weekend, you can have a nice debate and you can prove to us that you're a truther, because we don't trust you as far as we can throw you, especially when you hang around with Grey Bleeder and you're trying to infiltrate the protest movement. And like I said, God knows what relationship you have with Piers Corbyn, you weirdo. Yeah? So, in summary, everything's about the VACCINE at the moment. Okay, they're trying to tell you that there's a safe one now that's 90% effective, and it's done by this odd couple here. But you know, we don't have to take it. Okay, we don't have to take it. They can exclude us from their society. That's fine. We'll have our own society, and it will be a better one, and it won't involve fake people like this. All right. So to all the actors, we know who you are. We've exposed you. We will keep exposing you and make your job harder. Okay, because you can't stop humanity awakening, and you can't stop critical mass. All right. So just make sure that you're on the right